Hi, my name is Tori Cook, and I'm an INFP. So, I don't know if anyone has made a video about typing the Disney princes, but I decided that I would do that, and I actually, because I have a lot of free time apparently, wrote down entire paper on it. So, I went to some blogs and I was just curious to see what other people typed them as, and some I agreed with and some I didn't, so I wrote my own and typed all of them myself. So I'm going to read that to you right now. Okay. First, I typed Belle as an INFJ. Okay, so Belle spends most of her free time reading and daydreaming, with her head up on some cloud and not connected to the world around her. So I would say first, she's a clear introvert. As well, she shows a lot of signs of introvert intuition throughout the movie. She has a rich inner world few get to see and longs for adventure in new places. She also has an exploring and curious attitude towards unfamiliar environments, which actually seems more like extrovert intuition to me, but I went back and forth with INFP and INFJ. Furthermore, when she is first at the castle, she uses extroverted feeling first to make a very vocal emotional decision about her situation, then uses introvert intuition to change that initial judgment, i.e. there's something there. Belle's function she uses to engage the outside world definitely seems to be extroverted feeling. She shows her emotions very openly and is very warm and welcoming in her tone. However, if I were going by the opening song Belle alone, I would type Belle as an INFP. The fact that Belle can have such a developed extroverted feeling and still have no social ties of any degree and be viewed as such an oddball doesn't really make much sense. Still, idealistic and grounded, imaginative, and intelligent, Belle seems a good fit for INFJ. Okay, so for Alice, I typed her as an INFP, of course. She is highly imaginative. She uses that to build her own inner world, which is extrovert intuition with introverted feeling, instead of investing in the real one. Wonderland lets her explore infinite possibilities without the consideration of logical constructs. She takes the world as it comes. On another note, Wonderland shows no signs of J-like structure. Okay, for Jasmine, I typed her as an INFJ again. The function Jasmine appears to use most throughout the film is introverted intuition. She recognizes the dark intentions in Jafar, that Prince Ali is Aladdin, and sees through the pretentious display of Prince Ali that everyone else falls for when he is riding into town. She is very verbal about her moral judgments, which is extroverted feeling. This is seen in how she deals with Jafar and her suitors. The way she talks about love is very intuitive feeling. Also, she projects a more take-charge attitude, which is part of the INFJ personality. She's not ENFJ because she uses introvert intuition more than extroverted feeling, which is a more conforming function. Okay, so for Aurora, I typed her as an ISFJ. A lot of people say she is an INFP, however, I see no signs of that. First, she does dream about her perfect man, but they are indicated as dreams she has at night, not daydreams. As well, even if they were daydreams or are daydreams, they are not highly imaginative in nature. For example, Belle would like to go on an adventure. Aurora seems content to settle down in the woods with her ideal guy. Furthermore, Aurora seems to process information like an ISFJ. To explain Aurora's thought process, abstract. This is how it's going abstractly, not literally in her head. When meeting Prince Philip goes something like this: I was told since I was young not to speak to strangers. He is classified in my mind as a stranger, and thus I must be wary. This is much more of an ISFJ than INFP way of processing events. To explain, she seems concerned with the label of stranger. This seems more extroverted feeling, which is very concerned about labels that puts everyone in a role, i.e. mother, friend, fiancé, and is more reliant on what it has been taught is right and wrong. Also, her processing has strong introverted sensing qualities about it, because SI is the most likely to create strong associations based on what they've been taught about the world. This processing of associations is usually very concrete and indirect, i.e., well, this is how I was raised. Furthermore, someone with a very strong NE like an INFP would probably be very excited upon discovering she is a princess and about to enter a new world, instead of getting so attached, SI, to someone she just met that she blinds herself to everything else. Of course, actually that might be INFP trait, I don't know. Of course, Aurora has so little screen time that's hard to know for sure. Okay, I'm gonna skip Cinderella's description, but I typed her as an ISFJ. And I typed Tiana also as an ISFJ, and I'll skip that because it's getting long. Okay, Snow White, ESFJ. I also read Snow White was an INFP and thought that was near blasphemy. An INFP would never bust into a stranger's home, start cleaning their stuff, and then begin acting like their mother. She has an attitude that is very concerned with what is proper, i.e. this house needs to be cleaned. You can't eat until you wash your hands. I should bake a pie for the dwarves when they get back. This proper attitude is more characteristic for an ESFJ. They are natural believers in traditions, wearing white on your wedding day, and social courtesy. Make sure to send thank you notes. This is tied to the ESFJ's dominant extrovert feeling. She also has an ESFJ bossiness about her and tends to overstep her boundaries sometimes. An INFP would not display these characteristics. To sum up, Snow White has all the ISFJ qualities of working hard and serving others, and all the extrovert qualities of befriending strangers and not giving them their space. Okay. Esmerelda, ENFJ. To type Esmerelda, I paid attention to the functions she seemed to use the most. This I determined was extroverted feeling. However, unlike Snow White, it is paired with introverted intuition, not introverted sensing. She is not as concerned with conforming to what's expected of her, and causes her to use it for her ideals. She is the first to rest to Quasimodo's side, and he is being humiliated, and to speak against Frollo. She also has a passionate cause to make the world a better place for her people. The her people aspect of it has a more tribal mentality found in extroverted feeling, where introverted feeling can tend to be more universally geared. She has a take-charge mindset like an ENFJ and certainly doesn't seem shy when interacting with strangers, which maybe makes her an extrovert. Ariel, ENFP. It is clear from the movie Ariel has dominant extrovert intuition. She is drawn magnetically to the outside world, which offers new ideas, possibilities, and ways of life. Unlike Alice, however, she does not express her extrovert intuition by developing a rich inner world. Instead, she uses extrovert intuition to experience the outer world. She collects interesting artifacts, travels to the surface, and swims into risky areas in hopes of finding fascinating discoveries. She is very playful and energetic like the ENFP, and so is an obvious fit. Yeah, skip some of these too. Rapunzel I put as an ENFP. Pocahontas I put as an ISFP. And Mulan I put as an ISFP, and I'll read this one. Okay. Mulan was definitely the hardest to type. I can't really figure out why Aurora for some reason, can be in only about 2 minutes of her own movie and be easier to type than Mulan. It could be Mulan had a facade during most of the film. But here's my line of reasoning for ISFP. I was led to believe she has strong introverted feeling due to her strong moral convictions that were very far from what is considered proper or dutiful in her society. In a culture where conformity is so valued, I doubt most types, let alone extrovert feeling types, would end up having values that depart from the norm. Mulan did. Now, how was that strong introverted feeling acted out? It was through action. Mulan does not seem very articulate with her words and seems to have difficulty showing who she is inside, introverted feeling. To know what she's made of, to know what she's worth, she needs to test herself. This mindset is very characteristic of an ISFP. In fact, towards the end of the movie, Mulan even admits she went through her journey to prove herself. She, like Pocahontas, feels the need to act out her intangible introverted feeling in her immediate tangible environment, extroverted sensing. ISFPs are also known for their random bursts of spontaneity. They are probably more likely than any other type to decide on the spur of the moment to sneak off and join the Imperial Army dressed as a man to prove their worth. Okay, so here's a few more I typed. Jane, ISFP, Meg, maybe ENTP, Wendy, ENFJ, and even though she's not Disney, I typed Anastasia as an ENFP. That's all I have. Sorry for making this so long.